digital people.
Hello friends, in the previous video, I have discussed how the shift has happened from a production support role to a site reliability engineer. In this video, I would like to talk about SRE, why the shift is needed, how this role is going to fill those gaps in an organization to provide the best reliable site to the end users. Okay, first, why SRE? In the traditional model, developer do the development, and then the code deployment will be done by system admin. Because they have system knowledge, they accept it. With the risk of I am not responsible. One step ahead, they were asked to support the application in production. But in this case, the system admin who has the administrative skill can maintain the application, but due to lack of coding skill, the effective monitoring and automating the task are not well established. In this whole scenario, the production is running under the strategy of hope, like reactive monitoring, manual mistakes, lack of functional insights and understanding of the application. Now, with the strategy of SRE, the engineer who supports production will have coding, administrative, and operational skill. So the site reliability engineer can think from the perspective of application, server, and client. That gives the confidence about production site, and say this will break within 10 days rather saying I don't know when it's going to break. So, let's punch above our weight, because from the production support perspective, we are the production owner. How Google is looking at this role as a site reliability engineer? Here is Mr. Benjamin, who to come up with the concept of SRE with quotes. What exactly is site reliability engineering, as it has come to be defined at Google? My explanation is simple. SRE is what happens when you ask the software to design an operation team. Let's see what was actually happened when the production site was not under control with the right role. As in general, the developer has the responsibility to develop the new application, change the application code, fix if any issues reported, and then throw the code to production. The IT support guys, who deploy in the test, deploy the code changes in production, redeploy, if any installation issue faced, and do administrative tasks up to their knowledge. Now, it is us, the production support, who have created as the separate teams from it operation and asked to monitor, analysis the issues, execute the task manually, asked to remember SLA and OLA, and prepare OSD and RCA whenever required. Later, they became gatekeeper for changes to defend. So what happened now in production? Manual deployment, tweaking the application in production, manual repeated task, reactive monitoring, issues and escalation, developer to support for any issues. The scope is different among each team even though the goal is the same. Low frequency for feature changes, no idea about new features, scales headcount linearly with the size of the service, no capacity planning and change management, and, specifically, developer has no idea of what is happening in production. So, it is always like this between development and ops. When there are new changes in production, how it will work when we have all three skills combined as one team of SRE, the developer, who has the technical capabilities, automate, modify the code, operation team who operate in production, knowledge of the functional, manual and operational process, and the system admin who has the admin skill, networking to deploy the stable code. Collective of all these skills to form as SRE with responsibilities of availability, latency, performance, efficiency, change management, monitoring, emergency response, and capacity planning. What is the primary objective of SRE? Maintaining and establishing service level indicators, objectives, and agreements. During monitoring should never require a human to interpret any part of the alerting domain. Instead, software should do the interpreting, and humans should be notified only when they need to take action. Alerts take immediate action. Ticket is human is to take action. When the system cannot automatically handle logging should be available for diagnostic and forensic purposes. Of emergency response is how quickly the response team can bring the system back to health, that is, the MTTR mean time to recover. Change management automate the changes and set up a monitor to quickly and accurately detecting the problem. Capacity planning for the growth of the production system and features changes. Business-driven changes. Provisioning with change and decide load balance. Networking, configuration, performance. We need to predict demand and can modify the software. Collect the stats and metrics from the system to understand the system load and improve performance. Postmodern for all negative events. Fine, we learned what is expected from SRE and what is the primary objective for them, but how this is going to work for us. As per me, SRE is something mixture of development, operation, and functional skill. So find what is the lack in you to fulfill this role. I would suggest to join the community of SRE and identify yourselves based on skills that you lack and empower yourselves to be a great SRE. Let's be open and say I need to improve my skills in application function. So gather people with the same mindset and find the mentor either inside in your organization or outside. Identify the objective that makes you play well. We are now SRE, so let's not ignore anything listed in the previous slide. If you are free to create your own key objective to empower yourself towards SRE, go ahead and create one and follow up yourself. Identify the gaps where we need to improve and fill to play our role better. If you think that you are not happy with this role title, this is the right time for you to think and correct it, so you won't be the reason for team failure. Fine, there are many people raise the question that is both SRE and DevOps are similar. DevOps is a collaborative work culture of development and operation. It appears to describe people who DevOps similar to what SRE does, and it does hit the idea of let's have folks who are developers be on our operations team, which I think is excellent. I have provided the link in the show notes that answered by Ben. You can also ask me the question in the comments, so I will answer you. Hope that helps you know about SRE and its responsibility. In my next video, we will deep dive to shine as a great SRE.